to another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. So what's going on here? Tell me about the bandages that are all over your arms.
So about a week ago, I went in to Dr. Chuge. He's down in Long Beach. He did my bicep augmentation, so I'm just healing from that. He also, about a year and a half ago, did my pectoral augmentation. Both, I use the human Ken doll, Justin Jedlicka, as my muse, and he also helped design and place where my implants would be. So I used his services, and he helped my quest into making my little body makeover.
So your pecs look great.
Thank you.
I wouldn't know anything had been done. Is that the goal here? Is because it's very subtle.
That's what I wanted. I wanted something that would fit my frame. I didn't want something that would look overly done. If I went to a beach, I didn't want someone to necessarily say, what is going on with your chest? Why are they so big? They don't fit your frame. Obviously, you don't work out.
You look like a female model.
My mom used to be a model. I take after her.
So your beautiful face wasn't enough. You felt like you needed to change your body.
I just wanted to fit more of the male physique. Like you said, I had the more female characteristics, but I felt like my stature, I felt like it was more like a Victoria's Secret model as when I wanted to be a Greek Roman. I wanted the Adonis body. More so. I wanted to look like I had a little bit more mass instead of looking like I was 115 pounds.
But you don't have that much more mass.
I don't, but in my head and when I look in the mirror, I do. Okay. What I started with in the beginning was, a complete rib cage. I had nothing. If I showed you pictures of my before and after, you'd be like, oh my God, he was emaciated. Also, I know this is so bad to say, I thought it'd be a great time during COVID season to just get my healing out of the way so I can walk into summer looking like I've worked out the entire time.
You knew about COVID and then you booked your surgery during the worst time to be in a hospital?
Absolutely. I know how bad it is. And you know what's really sad is my friend, he was telling me, oh my God, Tyler, I have 2 root canals I need to get done and I can't get them done because the dentist office is closed. And yet you're here able to have an elective surgery when I'm sitting here in pain.
I mean, but this is Los Angeles, right? So COVID or no COVID, you can get your plastic surgery.
Exactly. I would rather heal when everyone is not at work and is at home and can't go out and can't be seen than sit at home and watch my friends have an amazing time.
Do you think that people are really going to see you after quarantine and notice the difference, or is this just for you?
I think some will notice a difference. Some will be like, wow, maybe he's been working out, maybe he's taking some type of supplements. But for me, I can definitely see a difference. And I can definitely look in the mirror and say, oh my God, I see my arm is double the size of what it really was. I can show you pictures and you'd be like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Double?
Absolutely. And they're actually going to get bigger because right now it has to all stretch and there's an implant. Right now it's like all bunched up, but it's actually going to stretch and become a lot bigger.
Are you going to work on anything else? You get your dick bigger, butt bigger?
So what I've done already, I've done the pecs, yes. I've done biceps, I've done my jaw, chin, cheeks, lips, Dysport, Botox, lasered. I've done my butt with silicone injectable. In the future, I'd probably go a little bit bigger.
What's bigger?
I'm going to do a little bit bigger on my butt.
What's in it?
Medical grade silicone.
And who says it's medical grade? It's not like a chick on the side of the street.
No. I didn't go to some back alley. I actually paid good money to have silicone. It's legal. There are doctors that will pump silicone into you.
You're only 22, though. Don't you think you could give your body a chance to catch up with your wants or needs?
You want me to blow your mind? I think I'm one of the youngest person to ever have Botox. I was 15 when I first had my first.
Oh my God. Does your mother have to sign off on that?
My mom is very supportive. When I went up to her and I said, look, I would like to have X, Y, and Z done, A, of course she said why. And B, she was like, okay, if it'll make you feel better, sure.
Botox on what?
So first I did it in the glabella. I did 20 units. And then I did it around the frontalis, which is the forehead. And then I did 5 and 5 around the eyes. So 5 units and 5 units on around the eyes.
Because why? At 15, you felt like you had wrinkles?
I would see my mom do it and all of her friends, and they would always do these fabulous Botox parties, and they would talk about how amazing it was. And I had curiosity behind it as well. And also growing up in such a southern area, being gay was very taboo, and I felt like I needed to do something that would make me prettier, even though I was a very attractive child. Don't get me wrong.
Prettier. You are literally the prettiest creature child I've ever seen. Is it because of all the surgery? Were you just like a Rumpelstiltskin gnome before?
No, I don't think it was that. I think I modeled and I act when I was a child. I was in the Hunger Games when I was a kid. I just felt like I wanted to do something to make myself feel better, because I went to a school, there were no gay children, no gay anybody. I walked through the hallway and I could just sense how different I was. I was only friends with girls. I had no guy friends.
You were constantly dreaming about sucking dick?
Yeah. It was really awkward when you would go into the locker room and you would see a guy open the locker a little bit wider, just so because they felt so awkward changing in front of you.
Sorry, may I ask you where you grew up?
I grew up in North Carolina, a little town outside of Charlotte called Lake Norman. Very uppity, very NASCAR-y area. A lot of the Panthers players lived in my area.
So like rich rednecks.
A lot of wealthy individuals grew up in my area for sure, but there's also the other side of the tracks where there's those poor unfortunate souls. But luckily that wasn't my experience.
I honestly just thought you said Hick-experience.
Hick-experience, Dick-experience, love it all.
So at 15, looking pretty much, I'm sure, the same as you do now, you went to your mother and you said, I need Botox.
I went to my mom and she said, okay, we'll do it.
Do you think that's good mothering? Let's really think about it for a second.
I was a little bit of a depressed child also. I will say that. I was on Lexapro and all that. And so anything that would make me feel better, I think my mom was more inclined to do. I think my mom was in the position to make her kids happy. So if I told her I was so unhappy and I told her what I was exactly unhappy about, I had a little bump on my lip from when I was a kid. I had a little scar tissue. So we went and had it filled with filler. We did Juvederm. And it made me feel better. I remember the day I had my lips done for the first time. It was the second day of high school, I think junior year. I was 16, maybe 17, and I had my lips done. She said, you could go home for the day if you'd like. I said, hell no, take me to school. So I went to school the day I had my lips done. I was all bruised. I had my ice packs walking through the high school. I looked like I had gotten into the ring with O.J. Simpson. And I went to class, and people were like, what did you have done? It actually kind of made me a little bit more popular. In a weird sense, people are like, you did what? You did X, Y, and Z. Where it's so taboo to have something done at my age. Well, obviously, girls were having nose jobs.
Do you know how lucky you are? I'm 12 years older than you are. When we were kids and all the fucking Jewish chicks got their nose done, they all looked like a ski slope, they had to go away for weeks because it was so embarrassing.
Yes.
Do you know we paved the way for you? You should give thanks to the Jews before you.
Absolutely. Girls at my school, they had the choice between a car and a nose job. Most of them chose a car. They needed to pick the nose job.
You are more popular. That's so fucking crazy to me. Is it because it makes you look rich?
I don't think it made me look rich. It made me feel rich, obviously, having all these great, expensive procedures done. I think it gave me, weird to say, individuality, because people weren't necessarily having plastic surgery. I was the only one really having it done. And I feel like that made people have interest in me. They were like, well, why did you do X, Y, and Z? I feel like it gave me more attention, honestly.
And you were looking for attention.
Well, obviously that, and I was the only gay kid, so obviously I did have some attention, okay? It wasn't the attention I wanted, and I felt like I was getting only the attention of girls, but now that I've started getting my lips done and...
Then the secret gay guys came out of the closet.
Whoa! She got a fleshlight for a mouth.
This is the most LA conversation I've ever had. You come to LA and you're like, oh, like, it's not so different. No, it's fucking different here.
Absolutely. For God's sake, you go to a bar mitzvah, for example. Instead of getting money, people are giving them units of Botox. I've seen plastic, yes. Yeah.
Did you feel better?
I did. I know this is so weird because I know I had worth. I know I did, but I felt like it almost gave me some worth because people were paying more attention to me, honestly.
Self-worth in your mind at that time was equivalent to people paying attention to you.
Yes, it took the attention off of being bullied from being gay to wow.
That fag is really pretty.
Yeah. Hey, if I'm gonna be bullied for being gay, at least be a pretty gay.
You were already pretty, I know it.
I was always being told, wow, your eyebrows are so thick. When is the caterpillar going to turn into a butterfly? Or gay guys have a weird walk.
Do you have a weird walk?
Well, I prance a little. When you take a 10-inch dick the night before.
I want to see you saunter off a dick like that. Challenging.
Absolutely. But you know what's really crazy? I go back to my hometown and I get on a gay dating app. The gay guys from my high school, they come out of the closet. They do. They're like, did you go to such and such high school? And I was like, yeah, I did. They were like, oh, yeah, you're in my math class. And I was like,
where were you back then? Thought I was all alone. Filled my face full of botulism to find you. When do you think this is going to stop for you?
I can tell you one thing. I'm going to look 20 years old when I'm 50. I don't intend on getting any wrinkles. I don't intend on looking older. I want to look as good as I can. Like you said, I looked very, very natural. When you looked at my chest, when you looked at my arms, when you looked at my face, natural. It didn't look over the top, and that's what I'm going for. I don't want something outrageous. I don't want something that's gonna put me in a circus, so to speak. I want something that's gonna look like I actually worked for it.
Well, you did not.
Well, I worked for the money that paid for it.
Did you?
I did.
And how much have you spent so far?
I did work for a plastic surgeon before. So in total, I would say market rate, $75,000 easy. Out of my pocket, $25,000.
I'm so impressed with you. I didn't have that kind of money at your age. Good work. You work hard. You have a goal.
I did. I had a goal. I don't think my goal necessarily was to become super plastic, so to speak. I think my goal was to leave a lasting impression on someone, a good lasting impression, and I think it's a compliment when you get dressed and you do your hair and you do your makeup and you look as well as you can for someone when you show up to a dinner. I think it's a compliment.
You wear makeup?
I'll wear something under my eyes occasionally.
You have nothing under your eyes.
Well,
see, now I know you're crazy. You're 22. You're a flawless fucking eye skin. You don't need anything under your eyes. That's insane.
I mean, can you tell? I mean, I'm sure you can tell there's a little something on my face. Nothing. Filler or anything.
No, of course not. Why would I assume that? I'm from New York. I assume that a 22-year-old looks like a fucking 22-year-old because they're 22.
You know, my first facelift.
Shut up.
I'm kidding.
It's not funny, yo. I don't even know I would believe you.
Justin, he was my roommate for the longest time, so I think a little bit of that may have rubbed off a little.
You think?
I don't know if I rubbed off on him or if he rubbed off on me because him and I are pretty bad.
He rubbed off on you for sure. He's 20 years older than you.
Shh, don't say 20. We'll say 14.
What would you say is beautiful about you on the inside?
All the silicone? No, I think personality-wise, I'm super caring. I'll give you the shirt. I've done it. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I really would. I have done it. I've done it before in New York. I had a guy who literally came up to me after Pride and was like, I need a shirt to get into my building. I just took it off, gave it to him. I think that I actually am a lot more down to earth than I come across. People think, oh, you may have had so many things done, but I am just the same person that I was in high school. I just think that I look a little bit better. I think the changing of my body changed my inner thoughts on how I perceive myself. And I think that really has made me for a better person, because if you feel good about yourself, you're going to make someone else feel good about themselves. And I feel like that in itself, it's a good thing.
If you could go back to your 15-year-old self, would you do the Botox again?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Joan Rivers, she used to say, I would rather see a very attractive person coming out of an old, broken down car than a very, very, very unattractive person coming down of a beautiful car. Because you can have someone buy that car for you and you make him look better in the long run if he's not that attractive.
I'm speechless. I really want to be clear because people can't see you. You are a strikingly beautiful person, and I wish more than anything that you could see how flawless you are already. And I hope that this is enough for you, but you don't need anything else. So if this could be your last surgery, I'd be very happy.
But I will say one thing. If there is something about yourself that you do not feel is up to par and needs to go, or you need to add, do it. Because you have one life. And if you're not happy living your one life, are you really content? Are you really living your best life? If you're 16 years old and you are being made fun of because of your nose, but you actually like your nose, don't touch it. In my opinion, I think a guy with a big Jewish nose is so attractive. I don't want a guy with a little tiny little button nose.
I got one last question for you. Should I move to Los Angeles?
Oh, absolutely. I love LA, but it's because the guys are so beautiful. But I will tell you one thing. Guys in New York have a lot more money than guys in LA. They're all fake here. So if you're looking for a husband, stay in New York. If you're looking for a little fling,
looking for a nose job,
or a nose job, come to LA. They got it for you.
Oh, I love you so much. I wish you well on your bicep recovery, sir. They look beautiful.
Thank you.
Todo, it appears that I am not in Kansas anymore. So what? What do I have to say about this? Look, people get to do whatever the fuck they want at literally all times, and I support anyone's right to modify themselves as they please. Do I think that administering Botox to 15-year-olds is good? No, but I wish him so much luck and love on this path. I hope he doesn't end up looking like one of Tiger King's pets. You know, we all have insecurities and we all have ways that we believe that we will feel better. And if anything, this time in quarantine has taught me that it's really about how I am connecting with people and how I'm helping people and how I'm making people laugh and smile and making their day better. That's my plastic surgery. But I digress. You can follow me on my Instagram at Dr. Z Nightingale, on my Twitter at Genuinely False. You can email me through my website, which is www.zoenightingale.com. Anyway, wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are getting stimulus checks and unemployment, or your business is booming, or you're finding ways to cope, and that the people you know are safe. And if the people you know are hurt and hurting, I send you all the white light and a virtual hug. And you need to talk to somebody, I'm here. So next up, we've got his mentor, the one and only Justin Jedlicka, the human Ken doll, who was named by Barbara Walters in 2020. He is a extraordinarily looking human being who has had over 800 procedures done to his face, body, hairline, his toes, his nails, his whatever. He's a really interesting guy. I really hope you like it. Bye, guys.